had something from a record like...
The human body has, it's not electrical in the sense, of course we call it the electrical systems. It's really so minute that it's magnetic. It's pre-electric in my opinion. Any reading you take on the human body will register somewhere, front or back, positive or negative, in the region of 14 to 27 microvolts. In the heart region, it will register 70. I'm giving you round figures. And so if you were to apply, say, to a particular part of the body which registers 20 microvolts, where there's an illness or a breakdown, an imbalance we're talking about. Imbalance, that's all it is. If there's an imbalance and the reading on that particular part of the body is 20 microvolts, you would never ever think of playing energy into that that was, say, 1,000 microvolts. That's like giving a newborn baby 6 aspirins. You would tune down to the colour that is gentle and the frequency or the penetration that would be compatible with the 20 microvolts. Now you have to also bring into that the temperature at that particular part of the body. It's not all the same. That particular part of the body would need a certain heat. Now when you come to heal, you can only give it the ingredients it needs, and nature does the healing. We can't heal a damn thing. Nature does the healing. You give it what it needs, the tools to do it with. And in this case, the only tool it needs is the right strength of magnetism, the right amount, on the right frequency at that particular part of the body. The frequency will also give you that particular color and the heat of the body and the penetration, and you have a potential balancing of the, what do you call them? That particular part of the system anyway. You balance the cells. If you were to, let's look at it from another angle. Supposing you were in good health and you want to remain that way. In this day and age we take all kinds of vitamins and we take exercises and this and that, and you're really guessing. To a certain extent you're all right, but you're really guessing. Your body will tell you what it wants, but if you keep that body in magnetic balance, there's no other ingredient needed. You see, a healthy cell will have its nucleus, its energy field and its magnetic field, the neural systems in balance, positive and negative. There is no open door in any cell at all for illness or putrefaction or disease. You can't do that. Anything in balance will not decay or deteriorate. In the pyramid, I proved this conclusively, where the energy in there is so strong and everything in balance that no putrefaction can take place. You can't rot leaves and things in there, you just can't do it. You can't make a compost heap. And so in the early years I proved conclusively that magnetism will not let anything perish. If you give it, supposing that it's live, you treat it according to that particular part of the body in a person. But if it's dead fruits or vegetables, or we'll say meat, you treat it in a different way and you can give it more. But when we're talking about the human body, you match it. Whatever the human body needs is what you give it. The length of time it takes has nothing to do with it. You must stick to feeding it what it wants and let nature do the healing. It'll do it. Had any trouble. Now, one of the things that you're going to have to be able to do is to separate the colours. You've seen the colours of the rainbow, the visible spectrum. Now, how would you go about taking any one of those colours and directing it to where you want it without it going out of the sides? or without using any other colours? Well, it's easy to get the colour you want because you play in that, I told you the measurements of those different colours. You play in the right wavelength, frequency and harmonic, and the colour is now in the crystal. But we have to stop it coming out of the side, spreading, going anywhere it likes. If I may just go across here a second, if I put colour into here, it can go out anywhere it likes. It's round, it's a sphere. So what you do, if I put it into one of these, it goes out of the facets. And those facets are nowhere near equal. And if you haven't got, if you've got a wheel this size your car and one this size, you have an awful ride. And it's the same with these things. Your facets must be faceted to the angles you want for reflection and refraction, and also they have to be perfect with each other. You don't have one a bit one way and another. These are just haphazard. So we take a crystal like this and we force it to go where we want it. And instead of having one of these, let me ask a question sort of thing. There are no windows in this, there. No windows there. And if I had a pyramid like this one, there are windows. There are windows on these. So where would you get one without windows like this? You would have a cone. You'd have a cone. Now there are no windows, there's no flat sides, there's no facets. So it's got to go straight down there and come out of here. So now what you need is a machine, or rather crystals that are made like this, very, very narrow, like almost like needles, as small as you can get them. It doesn't matter, it's this that counts. And also the length from here to here that counts. And here's your cube root, and here's your magnifying point of distribution, and because it's coming from here to there, it'll go straight through there because you pushed it through there. Now you have here something like this pen here. If this were the crystal, this little bit here, and it just stuck in there, like I could change nibs on a pen, this is coupled to a machine that'll give you the frequency you want into this end to give you the colour you want. And then you just change the pen according to what you want, length or whatever, breadth. And once you do that, then the person, you can either touch them or play the colour you want. You don't use 6 colours, you use the one you want. So here we have a method of taking a crystal that has 6 plus 1 and separating them to take just the one you want. Now this same crystal here, if let's say you're playing green into here and you're finished with that and you want blue, okay, you just put the frequency into here, that this same crystal will give you blue. You don't need more than one. You don't need a crystal for each colour. The same crystal can be used over and over, just like a pen nib. Dip it in any ink you like. So this is the way you'll separate your colours. But you have to have a machine. Now, I suppose one of the questions that you can't really answer me is where would I get a machine like that? I think I should get in touch with Galen Hieronymus, or I can't remember his first name, Beardsmore. They make machines that would measure your shadow in the dark. They would probably help you. Or someone that is expert on music and colours, with the synthesizers and whatnot, they will help you. But these are the things you want faceted. Never mind about these things like this. The day's gone, more or less, for those. These, you specify exactly what you want, you go directly to what you want. Now, I don't know how much more there is I can tell you there. Separating the colours, we've done that, and I would say to you that if you don't know where the chakras are on the body, you should find out, because they have colours too. And you will see by those, you get yourself a chart, you'll see by those which are the opposite colours. So that when you want to use opposition, push or pull, you know which color to use. Now, if you were in the area up here where it's like yellow, isn't it, golden, bright light, you would never think of using red. So wherever the chakra of the body and the color is, you use your microvolt energy, you use your frequency to give you the color of that particular part of the body, and it's common sense to meet it where it's at. I can't tell you any more than that. Just have these things available so that you can do anything you really want to. But don't think that tomorrow you're going to go out and get yourself a load of these and start into it right away. There's a lot of work to be done. But be patient. Be patient. I've discussed the depth that you would penetrate and the heat attached to that. But there's also one more thing that you should add. When you create the frequency for the color, that frequency will have a harmonic. Now, if you can have music that is compatible with the healing you want to do, and those harmonics do not clash, then you are also assisting. It's like fertilizing your crops. You are assisting the healing by the music. If you put on the Stars and Stripes, watch out. But if you play a nice soothing tune, it's half the battle. Music is a great stimulator or something that soothes. And so there's nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, I would like to think that you use music at the same time, but not offensive music.